Hey folks, Brad here. I'm doing a review of the bathroom fan. It's model TDBF07. It's the 110 CFM model with the sensor of some kind, which I'm not sure I care about, but maybe we'll find I do. So let's see. We'll look at that. Here it is. It's a whopper. It's a pretty big guy, and it's overkill for my purposes, but it's the one that I could get. So I'm not too worried about that because one of the problems that people have is their tubing is going to be too small. So we have a small one in there that we're replacing. So we're going to get the 6-inch variety. So I bought that separately because we're expanding. Got an 8-foot one, should be fine for our space up in the attic. And it has the clamps with it. Also, we have the outdoor vent because I don't want any point along the pathway to be 3 inches like it is now. We're doing it to 6 inches because I don't want there to be any constriction point. Because this is plumbing, you want it to be all at the max because the smallest part's the weakest link. So I have the outdoor vent there. That's for a 6-incher. Also, we've got screws. And we will have caulk, and we're going to sawzall out the wall. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the bathroom with our current fan, and I'm going to do a test with the Sones with a handy little sound meter app for my iPhone. So we're going to head back there now. Okay, here we go. Going through the hallway. Welcome to my house. Going fast. In case you're wondering why I'm moving strangely, I am a wheelchair user. I'm in a power wheelchair. Okay. So going to the bathroom, which is dark. Here it is. I will show you the sound meter in here with nothing going on, which means I need to stop talking. So it's around 30 to 40 without the fan on. And let's see, I'm gonna have to I can't show you the sound meter while I turn it on, but you'll see it. It's on. So I tested it earlier, and let's get this thing off. And it's currently, our old one is at around 61, which is very loud. That's why I wanted to replace it. So hopefully this will be a nicer one. We will see in the next part of the video. And we're back. It's day 2 of the installation, and we're done, sort of. But I want to clarify that the 6-inch opening, if you condense that to something smaller at any point along the way, then you might get more noise. That's why we wanted to have 6 inches all the way from the vent, the fan all the way outside to the outside vent. And so it took us a while. And when I say us, I mean my family member who installed this. Thank you very much. Because the instructions were a little bit challenging. They weren't very clear. So, for instance, the vent hole up there, you may be able to see a little crack around it in the wall. Well, it's up there, but it didn't make it clear that you could take off the vent part of the fan and maybe the thermostat, like the electronics bit. I think you might be able to take that off. We didn't, which means that a bigger hole had to be cut, and the flange should be mounted to the ceiling, at the ceiling level, which is much easier if you don't cut out a hole the size of the flange to get it up there. But the instructions did not clarify how to do that, or that we should do that. So anyway, bad instructions. But this is quieter. So right now, I'll show you. I'll start the sound meter without me talking, so you can see how loud it is in here now without the fan. Okay, we will go to sound meter. All right, so it's around 38 or so, maybe a little lower because I was talking during the first part of that. And then we will turn the fan on and measure again. All right, so we got around 54 when I measured before. I got an average of 55. So that's pretty good. If we were to convert that to sones, though, remember that this one promised zero point 0.8 sones. I didn't really believe that. 0.8 sones, according to this site I've got up on my computer, is about 25 decibels, which is amazingly quieter than this room, and clearly you could tell that there was some sound. So it's not that. If it's around 55 decibels, that converts to almost 7 sones. But the other one, my previous one, was around 10 sones, and this is a logarithmic scale, so it doesn't go up linearly. So 50 up to 60 is like like 10 times as much. It's not just like 10 more points. 60 to 70 is 10 times as much as that, just like the Richter scale, the earthquake scale. In case you're curious, I'll give you the conversion between decibels and sones real quick. Decibels equals 33.2 times log 10 of the sones plus 28. Maybe you can see that there. All right, anyway, so it's definitely not what was promised. I didn't expect that, but it's significantly quieter than my old fans, so I'm very happy with that. And I think we have plenty of ventilation. We did not end up getting the 6-inch insulated tubing to go outside because that was way more expensive and only came in 25-foot increments. So we got an 8-foot one that's 6 inches wide. And since this is already overkill, I'm not worried about the excess humidity dripping down or anything. And I don't think that has anything to do with the extra noise. It's all the fan. The humidity sensor is supposed to work by you flipping up the switch after it was off quickly, so you can tell it's not on now. It's not on constantly because I believe the humidity sensor is on. Not sure I want that, but that's how you operate it. It's like some of the motion sensing lights that you can turn on and off. So I'm going to turn it off again. I turned it off, and then a slow on, and the slow on will get it back on. So hopefully that's everything you need to know. Don't expect it to be absolutely quiet, but it may be quieter, and you can get an app on your phone to tell you what the decibels are for yours, so you can compare based on the environment that you have now without it on and the one that you have now to see whether it's worth the upgrade, if it is an upgrade. All right, hope it helped.
Complete silence. And you can hear me talking with that in the background. You see the level of noise this unit makes, and turning it off to complete silence.